Good morning, good morning. Juliana Sauber. Happy Monday. Another awesome week. We just had a full moon. So, was it a bumpy weekend for you? A good weekend to clear out because we're transitioning from winter to spring. So this is the time of sprouting. Well, in our hemisphere, if you're southern hemisphere, you guys are, I think, transitioning into winter. So a time of hibernation. We're coming out of hibernation soon. So I've been doing a lot of planning for my garden, seed planting, things along those lines. So, all right, let me check the time. 9 a.m. on the dot. So I want to get started. So there are a lot of things we can talk about with the Healy, but I was so excited about the announcement from Friday's Frequency Friday that I felt like I got to talk about the new program that's coming. So I'm going to strap on my Healy here. So Coherence program that'll be rolling out in the next 2 weeks. So within the next couple of weeks, you're going to be receiving a new program. This is a gift from Healy to all of its members. And within that Coherence program, excuse me, there's some new programs they're going to be greatly beneficial for you. Let me get a sip of water here. Oh my. I don't know where that came from. But hey, I'm a human too. All right. So what is Coherence all about? I think the best word to describe coherence is harmony. Harmony with what's going on, harmony within yourself, and harmony with what's happening around you. It's about ease, about transitioning to new phases, about an allowance of things that come in, and then flow. You kind of go with things as they come in. And that doesn't mean that you don't adjust for yourself. However, it's not not a crazy, chaotic response. So we're allowing for the flow of purpose in life. So we're usually in one of two states. We're in a resistance state. That's the pretty common position for human beings. We want to resist. We've been taught that we need to fight everything. We need to resist everything. We stay very rigid in our beliefs and rigid in our daily practices, etc. And then the other extreme is chaos. Things are out of control. We're at the whims of the universe. We're thrown all over the place. I often hear things like, I've had all this crazy stuff happen. When's the next thing coming? So it's an out of control or a feeling of being out of control and maybe physically operating out of control. So it might show up in your life as a very chaotic household. Kids running all over the place, clothes all over the place, etc. Where there isn't a structure or a program. And we're not looking necessarily for a rigid compliance. But as Marcus talked about, there is a balance. There's a centered balance. So when you have the one extreme, which is rigid, and the other extreme that's chaotic, coherence is in the middle. This is at the place where we have structure in our lives, yet we take the gauge of what's happening and make adjustments along the way. So we have flexibility for new ideas, flexibility for things that are coming in, and we evaluate those in relation to our core center purpose. And then decide if we integrate that into our structure or if we let that go. And so my favorite analogy, really, very candidly, is a tree. So you at one section of the tree, the bottom, if you will, the roots are rigid, they're firm, they're founded, they're strong. The trunk creates structure. And then the branches and the leaves are reading what's going on in the environment, and they're bringing signaling into the tree, and the tree makes adjustments. So when the tree is sensing that it's coming into fall, the tree is adjusting itself to go into hibernation mode. When it's sensing it's coming to spring, it's drawing fluid up into itself and starting to prepare to produce leaves and flowers and buds. The tree doesn't challenge or resist any of those experiences. It flows and allows it in a place of harmony and peace and allowance. So that is the core of what coherence is you are strongly within your own heart and your own knowing. You have structure around the life that best serves you and suits you, yet you're constantly out checking the environment and integrating new ideas, integrating changes that make sense for you. They may not make sense for everyone, but they make sense for you. And so that is the idea of coherence, is it's harmony, it's peace, it's flow. So I think about the acorn to the oak. It's one of my favorite analogies. The acorn does not challenge that it's meant to be an oak tree. It simply has within it its knowledge base of who it's meant to be from day one. And it pursues the things, the integrations, the nutrients, the experiences that it needs to become an oak tree. So as human beings, we have a purpose. We have a wiring that is best suited for us. And it is up to us to check the environment and integrate things that make sense for us, and then integrate those into our structure and have as much peace and ease and harmony with what's going on in the world in relation to our purpose. So the body, the human, if you will, has what it needs and is reinforced by its surroundings. So if you're in a chaotic environment and that is not supporting your purpose, your work is to create structure, to bring less chaos, to bring more peace, ease, and flow. And then you can integrate new things as they're coming in much more easily, and then reject things that don't make sense. So, I use this in when I counsel people or work with people on food as an example. They might say to you, everyone should eat chicken, it's the healthier white meat, but actually lots of people can't eat chicken. It's not good for them. Or tomatoes as an example. So in that case, we would evaluate, does that make sense for them in the coherence of them as a human and their body function? And if it's a no, then we push that aside. If it's a yes, that's fine, then we integrate it into the structure. So the tree reads the weather and makes adjustments. So we as human beings read the weather around us and we make adjustments. And we make those adjustments with ease. We don't resist like we're really good at. And it's at this place we can sort of measure if we're in coherence or not. So it's based on things like human conditioning, programming, trauma, and emotions that we might have stored within ourselves that bring up this resistance or bring up the chaos in our lives and take us away from coherence, take us away from that harmony. So the acorn, when it's on its way to becoming an oak tree, doesn't really challenge that. It doesn't resist it. It simply seeks out the integrators that help it to become an oak tree. So how does that correlate to human beings? The same idea. We are here for a purpose. When you're connected with your higher self and with your purpose, you know it. There's a peace that comes about it. There's a passion. There's an enthusiasm. It gets you out of bed each and every morning. And you are living to that purpose, and you are integrated so beautifully within society, and you're bringing forth your gifting, and you're doing so in such a place of peace and harmony that that ripple effect affects all the people around you. So that brings more peace and harmony to everyone around you, and that ripple effect is beautiful and it's amazing. So it is about the individual and then about the collective. So the coherence programs are going to be rolled out in the next 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for an update. Keep an eye out for some added programs within your healing. And then we'll get to know what they are exactly, but the idea being that our purpose, getting to our purpose, and then allowing flow within our lives, allowing ease and transition, allowing peace and flow and harmony. And then allowing us to integrate into the greater, into the collective, and into the consciousness in this healthier space each and every time that we plug in, if you will. Therefore, bringing more harmony, ease, and peace to the collective, to everyone. And that, I believe, is one of the big things we could use as a global community, is more peace and harmony and integration, where we are all meeting our purpose. We honor that purpose, and we integrate people and plug them in where they are best suited. And everyone is risen. All boats rise when the tide rises. So I love the idea that that was Healy's focus, is to bring more coherence, more peace, more harmony into the collective. And then we can rise all boats together, all 7.5 billion of us. Seems like a lot, but we know from quantum physics that we are all interconnected. We are all engaged together. And how we present, how we show up, and we plug in is really important. And now is a beautiful, amazing time to integrate ease and flow and coherence into our lives, where we bring forth our gifts, we bring forth our integrations, and we forever change how this amazing global planet is functioning, is moving forward, is growing and integrating. So I would recommend you run the coherence programs every day once you get it. Bring yourself to that state. Yogis pursue it for years. Other individuals, I've been pursuing that for probably 5 or 6 years myself, and integrated a coherent state. And I can tell you from personal experience, it's really nice. It is a place that allows me to come into what's going on in the world, the chaos of the world, and then come back into my own purpose and into my own peace in my heart and in my higher self, and then bring forth out into the world a happier, healthier, better integrated person living to my soul's and my life's purpose. So I wish that for you as well. I think I have strong belief in the Healy team and their ability to integrate frequency and bring forth that amazing coherence. And then we can have a coherence, a resonance frequency that we all begin to vibrate at, that is amazing and wonderful and so much easier to navigate as we move forward to taking planet Earth to a whole nother level. So hopefully this gives you a better idea of coherence and why this program is going to be so important to integrate for you. And I wish you much peace and much growth. And yeah, I think that's it for today. We're at 14 minutes, so about 13, but that's okay. It's a good number. All right, y'all. Have a great, amazing week. And let us know what your experiences are with the new Coherence program. We'd love to hear it. Take care.